Hey everybody and welcome. I'm Ryan. I'm here with Mitch and Kieran and welcome to DuelSpace. How are you guys doing? First episode, just the pilot. How are you guys feeling? You feeling nervous? How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. What about yourself? What about yourself?
I'm not worried. I feel like us lot are gonna have a laugh. We've got stuff to talk about, stuff to waffle about. To be fair,
Some good
yeah,
content.
I'm feeling comfy. I'm in my sofa in the front room, got all set up, got my coffee next to me. I'm feeling cozy. Kieran, what are you feeling? How are you doing?
Well, I'm currently just sitting in my room deciding what deck to play Sunday, to be honest,
Ah,
Oh,
because I'm a bit spoiled for choice here.
some people don't have that privilege.
Oh, well.
Mitch has not been the same since the Isolde band. It's what are you even playing? What do you
Uh,
have? You refuse to
I'm
play
not.
Grandmaster.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The past 3 weeks I've been back at Yu-Gi-Oh. I've played a different deck every time, which is surprising for me because normally I just stay on the deck for a while and just chill. But
Well,
I've played.
Sounds like you finally come to my ways.
It's true, man. It's true. You rubbed off on me. Like I've played Ashen, I played Maladia. That was fun. Maladia was really fun to play. I even played a little bit of Sid just to give people PTSD.
was it before or after the Banlist you played like some Kashtira? Because you borrowed my deck profile.
Yeah, that's when I come back. Like the first day I was back after Banlist, I played Kashtira. That was fun. I think I ended up winning that as well.
Yeah, you came first because like I got
Yeah.
doo doo because I was testing some like runic towers
Hey,
build,
what can I
and
say,
I'm like,
man? You don't need
and
to
I'm
know
just
the
like,
game if D
I
Shifter
just felt like,
wins.
I just felt like, you know what, my deck profile won. I'll take that as a win, even though I didn't get any packs.
D-Shift is too broken.
What you been playing recently, Kieran?
Super heavy samurai.
Sheesh.
Still the best deck.
Best deck,
Still the
yeah.
best deck.
On brand, very on
Oh.
brand for Kieran.
It's just unfortunate because it didn't need to get hit as hard as it got hit.
Oh, bro,
You know?
that one hit me hard as well.
It happened in the middle of Nats. That's the only thing that I think is ridiculous. Like they dropped a ban list in the middle of the tournament because I feel bad for a buddy of mine who was in the middle of doing a trade for some. I think it was. I was about to say alphas, not alphas, gammas. He was doing a trade for the. No, it might have been
Kirikaras.
alpha. What's the monster
Gamma.
trap?
Gamma.
Gamma, yeah. They were in the middle
Gamma.
of doing a trade literally for some gammas and the ban is dropped and the guy looked and he's like, actually, you know what? No. And he cut off the trade halfway because the ban is dropped literally right there in the middle of the tournament.
Yeah,
So
sucks.
he got stiffed.
Yeah,
Sucks to be that
Yeah,
guy, am I
cool.
right?
yeah, it's nice to do that guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, don't do it.
Oh.
You're going to make it seem like it was me. It wasn't me. But we're
Nah,
we're not talking about people's names on this, so don't do that.
it was me.
It was Mitch.
It was me,
Mitch got checked.
bro.
Was it
Mitch,
you?
Checked on
it
the
was
ban
me,
list.
bro.
Checked.
Was that you?
Yeah,
I thought it was. I thought it was.
How have you not heard this story?
I
bro.
have heard this story,
Mid
but
trade,
I thought it was
literally,
someone else.
I clapped my opponent. Yeah, I was playing Super Heavy Samurai Sword Soul. Shout out, obviously, best deck of that format. Just no one knew about it yet.
For like 2 weeks.
2 weeks format is the best deck of that format, and I would have proved everyone wrong.
You got your top out of it, so just
Yeah, I got
let's
a-
be happy.
I got my 19th, but at what cost? They saw my potential and I was like, nah, we got to hit this boy. Got to take away that link one.
Yeah.
Best
It's,
thing is,
the only reason they hit that Link one is just because it was a free Savage in most decks.
This is true.
Like,
it-
that's the unfortunate thing about it.
it is funny because Mitch kept turning around and going, "I'm playing the spiciest deck in the top cut, and they haven't put me
Bro,
on the top
how you
on the
telling
live
me, yeah?
tables."
How you telling me I'm 32? Like, this is the point where they move everyone. You've got your own space. There's judges just going up and down, yeah? Everyone's on Cash Tira, Rika, all of this common Super Heavy Samurai, all this common shit, bro. And you've got me chilling there on Super Heavy Samurai Sword Soul, yeah? Doing mad combos, ending on all this, yeah? Playing through everything. And they're just looking over you going, meh, this is alright.
They knew the deck was about to get hit. That's why they didn't put any Super Heavy Samurai on the feature table. Because I remember you being so salty. It's
Bro, I
like,
was like, there's no way, man.
how am I playing the spiciest deck in the room and I'm not allowed on feature tables? What the hell was going on?
Yeah, nah, man. I swear, they got vendetta. They got vendetta, man.
At least you had a better national topping experience than I did. Because round 9 I had to lose to Rob.
Yeah.
So, well, for people listening, our friend Robert Grant, he is the guy who came third place with PK Adventure, PK Brave. I had him round 9. I'd spent all of the tournament avoiding him because I swear this man is an unlucky charm.
Yeah.
I'd go into a round after seeing him and I'd lose. I clocked this luckily early in the tournament, and I then went on like a 5-win streak to kind of guarantee my top spot by avoiding him. And then round 9, when I think I was X2, so I could still get into the top cut, but I might not get into the top 64 Swiss eliminations. I get him round 9. I just see him standing there at the table, ready, looking at me, smiling, like, "Hey Ryan." I'm like, I knew I was done. I played so well as well, but yeah, I always say like that he got that third place because of me, because I misplayed somewhere probably.
Nah,
I'm not salty. Excuses are for losers.
I do.
It sounds like talk to me.
I do think like playing one of your friends that you know at like the big events where there's like 2K people is a very long day, man. It's a very long day.
Didn't you have that with Jamie at Chelmsford?
No, I had it with Ben round 1.
But it was Chelmsford Regional though, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
I had the same with Sammy. So I had him. Was it Canterbury? I think it was Canterbury Regional in January of last year. Yeah, I had Sammy like midway through the tournament, and I've kind of been doing poorly as well. So I think we're like X1 at the time. So having Sammy was just terrible because it's whoever like won like knocked out the other one, and he beat me, bastard. Yeah.
So
Well, speaking of
there goes the first swear of the episode, by the way, guys.
What?
Goes to Ryan.
First swear. It's been
First
30
one.
seconds.
I
Fuck
think
it.
I think I already did that, by the way, before Ryan.
Yeah, I'm not worried about swearing, apart from maybe the first 30 seconds of the video. More ads.
Of course. Speaking on the topic of playing certain decks recently, what's your guys' favorite decks of all time?
What a segue. Let's go.
Who's
So-
going first? That's the question.
Are you talking about decks that we can just constantly pick up and just like play it with enjoyment? Or are we talking about that deck? 'Cause-
That deck, you are known as that guy for that deck. Like,
Right. Well, I think you two have got more of a that deck than I do. Because I used to, but now I kept playing like these same like handful strategies. So you or Kieran go first.
go on, Karen.
Okay, well, obviously, I'm known as like the machine guy, but like the absolute go-to machine deck that everyone knows me for is ABC. Like, I'll always, anytime any spice comes out for that deck, I'll just be on it straight away. I'll test straight away. You better know that Ferrying King Regulus is like the best card in the game to release for that deck. Because when that came out and I was testing, like, I was literally unstoppable. Everyone was like, how do we play against ABC now? Because they basically got a free extension, but then it's also an Omni Negate. It's insane. But yeah, ABC, love. Send me your busters.
As the machine guy, what do you think of Ancient Gear Dragon that's just been released in the OCG?
Listen, that's an OCG promo card. I don't need to worry about that. Basically, it's searchable off box, which is great, but it can't be special summoned. So, you know, like,
It's the normal.
it's like what is the point? Like the only like deck I really see like that being played is like if a deck doesn't require normal summon, you can normal summon it as a level 5, and it's a spell and trap negate straight away. So maybe if you're going second and you want to stop yourself getting like hit by a spell or a trap card, then you like normal summon that and you think you might be fine. But honestly, the only deck I'd run it in is Karibo. I'd normal summon it and I'd tribute away for 5-star Twilight and probably get ashed.
It
So,
is such a trash card, but what make they gave it like a 2600 defense because they can normal summon in defense. That's how the game works, apparently. I love that was trying to be their redeeming quality of, oh, you can't special summon it, but it has a fat ass. It's like, that doesn't matter. You can't summon it.
Any other honourable mentions, Kieran, for you on decks goes?
And decks were obviously super heavy. I think obviously me and Mitch actually talked about it because I don't take the game too competitively, like at all. But when Super Heavy Samurai came out, I was like, this is about to be the best Earth Machine deck I've ever played. And like it was about to be the only time where I was going to take the game like fully serious. But then Yu-Gi-Oh said, you know what? I don't think you need to take this game seriously. We're just gonna nerf your deck. And it's like, okay, cool. I mean, I still play it and stuff, but it's just not as consistent as it once was.
Well, you took Sprite format briefly seriously. Like you had the Sprite deck at one point, and you were playing that a bit, didn't you?
Oh,
Or was that still like a
basically-
fun deck in a good
So
format?
the thing is I always test a deck to the best of its ability, and obviously I'll test random decks. On the very rare occasions where I'll test meta decks when they release, like I will have a high win rate, like regardless. Like I will test it, I will know and learn all of the interactions of the deck for testing. And like that's obviously if you're giving me a meta deck to test, then people have to play against me. I'm not playing against them. So
To be fair, I think
that's all I
like
can say.
I think there's definitely a trait between us three is the decks we do pick up, we master it. There's no half-ass learning a deck with us.
There's no
If we're
point,
picking it up and we're taking it, we're like I feel like because we don't all play the same decks. None of us play the same decks as well. I feel like when it comes down to like who plays these decks, most of them you can't argue that we're not like the best ones who are playing it.
I actually actively avoid playing any decks that
So
my
do I.
friends have actually
So
previously
I
played.
feel like it's like an unspoken rule sort of thing of like, I don't see the point of picking up, say, let's just say ABC. I even attempted it. And I was like, no, this is not. I'm not comfortable with this. I don't feel comfortable picking up a deck when I know one of my mates is A, more competent with the deck because they played it more, and B, they care about it more. So for me, I don't see like there's a point to even pick it up, in my opinion.
If I were to ever build ABC, the only reason I'd even consider building it, because I've thought of it, I've looked at making profiles, would strictly
it would be to infuriate me with the amount of misplays that would happen.
It would actually be because I was about to buy the most expensive cards that happened to be in that deck anyway. So if I were going to be buying, say, Revolution Synchron or Therion King Regulus anyway, and that's like the big expensive part of it, I would then look at, I could spend a few more, maybe just pick up the ABC stuff anyway.
Just having a core.
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah, exactly.
Just a quick one. I'm glad you said Revolution Synchron ABC, because if you're not playing that card in ABC, then just don't play the deck. Simple as. Like Revolution Synchron with Ancient Fairy Dragon changing over field spells and stuff. Like if you're not doing that, then don't be playing the deck. You're gonna try and justify it as a sub engine, and I'm gonna tell you that's bad.
This is a real ABC player. This is the difference between like
He
a
said that with
half-half
chest,
and a real
bro.
one.
He said that with chest. That's how
with
you know
chest.
this guy's
Yeah.
tested this, bro. He's been in
This
trenches.
ain't no side engine. Man said that with chest. To be fair, it makes sense. Both Therion and ABC both revolve around field spells, and you have a machine Earth level 3 while you're playing these level 4s. If you're not playing it, then you're just a bad duelist, and you should just go back to your Kyber structure deck. Let's be fair.
Yeah, bring your Blue Eyes cases to your locals, bro.
Hey, allow it. I've done that early days.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. All right, for everyone listening, I brought a briefcase once.
He was briefcase Ryan for a short time.
Yeah, I had a briefcase. It was just convenient and it looked good, and I thought I was being cool, but I wasn't. It took me a few years to understand that I was trash.
We still became friends with him, even though we saw him with the briefcase. So
Bro, you were playing Blue Eyes. You
congrats
needed
to
what you could get.
Because if a
Hey.
Donny comes nowadays with a briefcase and he thinks he's becoming my friend, that's a long ask.
all I can say is that Blue Eyes at that time in 2016
Was
Was
the
it?
best. It was a meta deck.
Blue Eyes Kieran. I wanted to mention this before because we were talking about ABC's best deck. Kieran was the Blue Eyes guy beforehand, but all of us
wasn't the Blue Eyes guy.
Everyone-
I was never the Blue Eyes guy. Let's get that right. I played it for it was the only deck I had when I joined the game. Like, what's going on?
To be
I
fair,
literally had
I'm
Blue
not-
Eyes, and the next deck was ABC, and then that's just stuck with me for years.
you have played 2 Kyber decks because Kyber had the XYZ stuff. Like you are on the Kyber arc.
I'm basically Kaiba.
You actually
Whoa,
you actually are funny
Let's
enough.
not go.
For a long
I am
time, you actually-
basically the antagonist, man.
Does that mean I'm better than you because I'm the Dark Magician guy? Let's segment onto me. I'll go on to me.
You are considerably worse than me.
No, to be fair, this discussion on who's the better duelist, that's definitely been saved for another pod. I feel like we need a whole pod for that type of that talk.
Oh,
But no,
better do that can go on
no,
for
on
ages.
the
You know
real,
what I'm
because
gonna mention.
you know, one
Sure.
episode eventually,
that's
one
it.
episode is going to be the long-awaited locals tier list. We have to
Locals
eventually
tier
do
list.
that.
That
Ooh, I don't-
is an episode that I would.
But I feel like
to
we
do,
have to hold that off.
but
That is an episode.
That's
but
an episode.
we would only add people if they consent to being in it.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, I was
yeah.
gonna say that. I was genuinely gonna say that, like, because I wouldn't want to
I don't
list all
wanna
the
hurt
random
people's
people and
feelings.
locals that are like popped
Yeah.
up. Like,
No, we won't
Crazy.
name names, but there are some people that might not want to be on it.
but
For
the
obvious
thing is
reasons.
that it's actually a weird
It's a hard
topic
one.
to
It's a
base
hard
it
one,
off.
bro.
It's really awkward because obviously
we have a sweaty locals.
like-
we have a sweaty locals.
it's,
There are a
it's
lot
not
of people
even
that.
Like,
When I
I
say
don't
that, I
even
mean
think-
there's a lot of people that want to. They compete in regional events and go up. Like there's a proper line in the middle between the people that are turning up just for locals, and then you got a lot of people that are going to locals, but you regularly see them at regional events and upwards. That's what I mean by sweaty. It's not like there's a handful of they're the ones that like there's a huge
What I'm
amount
just
of people.
saying is because like it depends how much people try, I guess. But obviously, like us ourselves can't tell how much people actually try at a locals.
It's true. It's true.
Like
Mm.
you get people that bring like the same deck every week and they're just content with doing that. And I don't know if they've got a real goal winning. They're like, because like in my experience, I just go there and I just have fun. I have fun. I chill. I play the game. I mean, I played the game for a certain amount of years, so I know how it's played. But like apart from that, I just go there to like have fun and chill.
I feel like
But,
that.
I don't really have
I
to
feel
do-
like that as like
Winning.
our little 3-man group we got going for the pod. I feel like that's what separates us from some Yu-Gi-Oh people at some point, because like at the end of the day, we're having a laugh. Like someone wants to take back a move and shit, we let it happen, stuff like that. Like at the end of the day,
Yeah.
we're trying to have fun, but you do have the people that are like they're coming for their prize pack and nothing else.
Yeah, I'd agree with that because I'm somewhat like that. I wouldn't say I'm fully like that, but I do kind of hope to walk out with at least like a piggyback. I hope it like if I'm not, I need to make sure I at least go X2 because I feel like I'm not like it's expensive to get trained down there, spend the whole day. I want to walk out with a piggyback.
No, I respect that. I respect
Yeah.
that.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It is quite a nice vibe at our locals, and I'll give credit to the people going. There's actually a lot of very skillful players, and that's what I think will be a difficult one to filter out who's in like an S tier or an A tier, because like individual quality, there's actually a fair good amount of people that have like I'd say very competent skills, skills. You know, maybe not super elite. I feel like there is a niche amount of people in the very top tier, but there are still a lot of really good duelists there.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's only one S tier person. Like
There is only
like
one.
maybe not
Yeah.
one there. I think
Unfortunately,
there is only
There is
genuinely one
GOAT
person
player.
that is S plus, and I know this is not the episode we're talking about it.
Hey
But
guys,
if you
I'm
don't think
flattered.
Robbie G
flattered,
is
but-
no,
No.
if you don't think Robbie G is the only S plus tier player at Yu-Gi-Oh, then you're
I
absolutely
don't know
out
what
of
goes
your
on
mind.
in that guy's mind, but this guy sees plays I don't see coming. He does so much shit. Like he lives the game though. Like
Yeah.
he was born to play a card game like this. Like even
Yeah.
going over to like a different card game where he's playing currently. We're not gonna say it because this is a Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. But like
Yeah.
he's doing well in that too. So you can obviously tell like if you can smoothly transition through card games and be this good like in all of them, like you know you're a good card game player.
Yeah, 100%. There's an obvious number one spot, but that,
It's past that
underneath
where it
as
gets
well.
interesting.
it's past that. There's a close line for everyone underneath it. I feel like there's a good few contenders that are like there as definite like runner-ups.
Well,
Good runner-ups.
getting back on topic, Ryan. What's
Yeah, back on
your
topic.
what's your say that deck for you? Like the deck you enjoy the most, you love it. Like if you pick it up, even if you have a bad day, you're like, you know what, I don't mind anyway.
You know what? It's funny you literally just said had a bad day because I had a deck that I would pick up when I'd had a bad day, but it wasn't the deck I was known for. It was just it was Mystic Mine. I was that guy. I'm that guy at locals. Everyone, listen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the guy that
Oh.
plays shifter in all his decks. I'm the player who really enjoyed Barrier Statue.
I can
and
see
I
the
played,
viewer
I
count
played a
going
pure
down.
Mystic Mine. I played pure Mystic Mine. Jeff Leonard was my lord and savior, bro. literally. I'm that guy. I'm a control player, and everyone disrespects the control players at the locals, but that's me. I'm cooking up cancer right now with adventure control, like some filthy combo. Not even combo. It's just some really like. I'm utilising small world. I'm like all my hand traps are lined up that it gets me to that perfect combo.
Hey, let's not take too much of your sauce because then people are gonna know at locals what you're doing.
I'm not going to be there for like another month, unfortunately, because of work and all of that. I'll be turning up on my birthday, so if they want a pre-side for me on my quarter century birthday,
Nah, what a century birthday, man.
bro, I don't know why you haven't been calling it. I've been literally referring to my 25th birthday as the quarter century for a while.
It's literally after this locals on Sunday, it will only be 2 weeks, so it's not like it's a full month.
Nah, it's a little bit time,
Still, it's one of them. I wasn't there last Sunday, so it's been a while since I've been able to come down. So it is a bit, it sucked. But yeah, I was known as the Dark Magician guy for the longest time. I would play Dark Magician at locals. Like I played it for a good bit of time. I was the only one who would be playing Dark Magician. Used to soft lock people with the Eternal Soul, and I'd have the Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight. I still have the deck. Whenever there's cards that come out in like a higher rarity, people chuck them at me. So when like the the Prismatic Secret Rare Tamias came out, you guys would be like, oh yeah, here's this, have the upgrade.
Of course.
Yeah, so I think Dark Magician guy, but the thing is,
Tamias.
No, I wouldn't splash out on a Ghost Rare Tamias. It's not searchable.
Says the guy, wouldn't splash out, says the guy that's got a down payment on a card.
Who's that?
You.
What down payment do I have on a card?
You have a not a little house down payment, but you got a money card, bro. Like you got one of those. You got one of those. Like you pull it, bro. You're happy for the week card, like.
Oh, okay. Context here, because I thought you said I have a down payment. Like I've put money down to get a card. Like I was about to splash the cash. Like bro, I'm broke. I ain't got no money. No. Yeah, so I've got a in my collection, I pulled a 10,000 dragon, which is the
wild card, man.
10,000th artwork printing, and it's worth peas. I think I'm lowest on eBay at like £1,500 or something like that.
Well, let's not plug the eBay here, right? Let's not plug the eBay.
Oh,
it doesn't matter because I'll be honest, I probably won't ever sell it. I wouldn't ever sell it. Like if someone came to me with the money, like to say I'll buy it off of you, and they gave me a fair price, I wouldn't say no, but everyone's trying to get it for like half price because they're like, oh, can I get it for like 700-800? And it's like, don't get me wrong, that's still a lot of money, but you're asking for like half. You wouldn't ask someone who's got, let's say, Bonfire, which was like £100 at one point. You wouldn't ask for that to be 50 and then argue with the guy.
You say that. I posted my playset in the group and people are trying that, bro. People are trying it.
Yeah, I hate people that are trying that. I don't care.
Low balls, bro. Sometimes people accept the low ball.
Nah. Like £90 for an Access Code Talker collector's rare. Like, nah, ain't happening. Wow, you're all going to go quiet over that.
Because it wasn't collector's, it was Starlight, but never mind.
Starlight
Access Code.
Starlight Access Code, £90. That was the best finesse ever.
Well, there you go. Oh.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
So we're saying Dark Magician is your go-to deck then?
No. So I was the Dark Magician guy for a long time. I do know the deck very well. The deck is trash. The deck is so trash. So I don't enjoy playing it. I will take it for a fun week when I'm if we go to a locals and like say usually I don't know if people do this at their locals. Usually at our locals, if we've just had like a big YCS weekend or a lot of people gone to the Nats or a lot of people have just gone to a regionals, and it's one of them. Everyone's been real competitive recently. They usually put on the chat, let's try and have a fun week, and we kind of like have a gentleman's agreement.
The
like,
legend of fun week that always one guy turns up.
Oh yeah, no, there's always that one guy that turns up
Can't
with
do the fun week.
But yeah, it does suck that there's always like there's a handful of people that are kind of like randoms that just show up, like they're not always there every week, so they're not part of like the inner circle. but they'll then turn up with like Snake Eye, for example, and they ruin it. But so yeah, I'll take Dark Magician for a fun week and stuff like that because I know the power level of everyone playing is different. But it's a trash deck. It's trash. I love the deck. I do love it, and I'll clap any Blue Eyes player that says otherwise with the deck because the amount of hate I get from Blue Eyes players, but like only strictly because I play Dark Magician, I get like discrimination from it. I hate it. It's like, bro, I'm not even playing that. I want to be
It's like
cool.
red versus blue, bro.
Yeah, like, bro, I'm getting sarged out here, bro. There's a holding a shotgun up at me. But nah, like for me, I would probably say I'm the Flunderies guy. I've played it a lot. I've continued to play it way after a lot of people have given up on it. And I will say without a shadow of a doubt, and I know there's someone who will argue about this, but I don't think they hold a candle. I think I'm the best Flunderies player at the locals.
It's not really.
I don't think.
It's not really a title. I don't think anyone wants to fight you for, though, Ryan.
Yeah.
No. But there's always someone that argues. We know there's one person that always argues it.
No,
Yeah.
Ryan, you know what?
I'd
Best Flunderies player?
That's you,
Hold
man.
that.
If personally,
Yeah.
Brian, I wouldn't give you best Flunderies. I'd give you best D-shifter player.
Yes.
That's it.
That's
Yeah,
it. Because
yeah.
that shit is glued
Best
to your
D-shifter
hand.
EU.
You say that. I didn't see it once last week at locals. I didn't see it. I know. I did see it in one game against the Flunderies player. I saw two of them against the Flunderies player. Hilarious though, because I then sided them out game 2. I was playing Cash Tira. I sided them out game 2, and then draw phase. So he won game 1. Funny enough, game 2 draw my 5 hands. Draw phase. He shifters me, and I just look at him and went, "Oh, you kept that in," and started laughing. He's like, "Oh shit, yeah, I should have taken them out." He forgot I was playing Cash. Nah, like yeah, Cash Tira I played for a fair bit, but I think a lot of people played it. A lot of people played
I
it
think
better than me.
everyone has like not as just pure cash. Like I've played pure cash. I think everyone like Cash Tier was next. Like because you owned Fenrir's, I'm sure everyone, all 3 of us here, has at least tried out Cash Tier in some
Well,
shape or form.
I've taken it
Yeah.
to a YCS and a regional, so I've given it a proper
I
go.
remember the legacy of Cash Tier Sword Soul, man. That deck was hilarious.
It was. I always love it when you slap Sword Soul on decks because
That's what I
people just
did,
have
though.
the hand traps, bro. People will look at their hand traps and go, you know what? I'll hit him here. If he still has something, yeah, I can hit him there. And then out of nowhere, after they've used up like 2, 3
Normal
interactions,
summon
and you're sat there,
Moe.
yeah, normal summon Moe. When you see their face drop like, it's the funniest thing to ever watch. It is so nice to actually sit back and watch.
Speaking of
What?
Sword Soul, then I guess I should probably state some of my decks.
Well, we half established one already.
See,
Well, we'll switch over already. Like we've
Yeah,
been through. We're still on one question, by the way. This is still going on.
that's fine,
So I
but
think we did.
Yeah,
we're only
bro.
28 minutes in, bro.
Let him cook. Let us cook.
I'll keep it short and sweet. There's 2 decks that's always tied between for me. Because I'll say I've had 2 phases of Yu-Gi-Oh. I left the game in 2016 because Pendulums has done my head in, and I couldn't be bothered anymore. But I come back a little bit after that when when Master Rule 5 was a thing. That's when I re-entered into Yu-Gi-Oh. But I would say the teenage me and the me that was like still a kid, you know, going to school, stuff like that, didn't have a lot of pocket money to get the meta decks. 6 Samurais was probably the deck for me. Like just the whole concept of the deck, the artwork of the deck, stuff like that. I just really enjoyed it. But nowadays, when I've come back into Yu-Gi-Oh, I had a little different mindset. Because back then I'd play the fun decks. I wouldn't do too well at locals, stuff like that. But when I come back, I was like, no. If I'm coming back, I want to start winning. I'm not that fussed about playing favorite decks anymore. I actually want to start like caring a little bit and winning. So I joined back in with 6 Sams, funny enough though, just because I built it because I wanted to own it again.
I remember when you first came back, because you came back in like, at one point it's like, oh, this guy Mitch is quite cool, and then you wouldn't turn up for like maybe like 2-3 weeks, and then you just pop up once in a blue moon again, and then yeah, as Master Rule 5 kicked in, like all of a sudden you're down weekly.
Yeah. And then after 6 Sams, I picked up Infernoble Knights when they were like, this is when Smoke Grenade was a thing, stuff like that. And then I played that for a bit. I done pretty well with that. I say they went on a nice streak with Infernobles. After that was the Grand Marju saga, where I won like locals a month in a row, and then I stopped playing the deck. I actually really liked Grand Marju, but I stopped playing the deck because of one reason. I don't like turning up to locals with my go second deck. My opponent winning the dice will go, oh, I know what you're on. You go first.
We got so many like that. There's a handful of people that pre-side for locals, and it bothers the hell out of me.
Oh,
It really does get me.
We could tell those stories another time, because there's quite a few that people. We won't say names, but there's quite a few. But I'd say if I had to pick like my favorite deck, it would be Sword Soul. It's nice. You could, like, I don't know why I had this phase, and it was like the whole last year was me just getting pick the meta deck, make it a little engine, whack it Sword Soul into it if it doesn't need a normal summon. Like, I can name you 6 different variations of Sword Soul I've played, and they're not just like Tengi. Like, I've mixed it with Super Heavy Samurai, Kashtira, Bestials, not Punk. What is it? Virtual World.
Yeah, Virtual World Sword Soul was a deck around. But yeah, you came through with Kashtira Sword Soul. Everyone was playing Kashtira, but the fact that you could just get a Baron and another Monster Negate on top of all of that was
clean.
Soul.
It was clean.
That was clean.
But yeah, if I'd have to pick to rack up the segment, if I had to pick like a favorite deck, it would be Sword Soul. But I'm not gonna lie to you, playtesting a new deck coming out right now called Tempai. That might take it over, because that is so fun to play.
Yeah, when you showed me just the EDO testing, the grin you had when you were showing me everything it does in the battle phase,
But I haven't been this hyped to play a Yu-Gi-Oh deck since before Sword Soul than I am with Tempai right now.
And it's so not like you as well, because you're this samurai guy. Every deck you've played, there's so many decks.
To be fair, Tempai are Chinese dragons.
Touche. Because I was going to say, you
still
have
on
samurais.
brand.
I've seen you play Karakuri, which is like machine versions of all that stuff.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You played Dual Avatar for a bit. I remember you were really cooking with Dual Avatar and EDO.
I try and make the bad decks good.
Ancient Warriors, Sword Soul, obviously, Super Heavy Samurai. That Samurai's in the name. It's like
there is a theme for me.
Yeah, there is a proper theme for you. And Kieran's the machine guy. Because, you've had, ABC, you've played Trains, you've even had a proper stint at Sky Striker that are machine extra deck.
It's just, there's so many, it's just...
And Super Heavy
I think
Samurai.
Obviously, machine deck's just fun, innit? I mean, I kind of, went along with it, to be fair. Because everyone said, oh, you're the machine guy. I was like, yeah, I am the machine guy. So I guess I just adopted that.
Kieran, in my opinion, Kieran will be like that one guy in the one Yu-Gi-Oh anime. That was just it'll be a whole episode on this machine guy that works in an arcade, and you're dueling. He's got all these machine decks, cards in his deck. But that is literally Kieran.
Kieran's the type of guy that has a specialized dual disc that looks like machine parts.
It's just if that was an actual thing in the anime, it would just be a dual disc I've built myself. I've built an even updated later version.
Yeah,
that'll be the whole thing.
He's got a little toggle with a crane that pulls his drawer out every time. So when he goes to draw a card, the claw comes down.
Cranks,
to just pull it.
He has to crank open where he puts the field spell, bro.
That's fantastic. For context for everyone, I work in an arcade, so yeah, that's why this is going on.
Yeah, his whole life is on brand, bro.
More machine.
Even when he's outside of work, he's still got machine decks on the brain.
Well, we're 35 minutes in, so I say we'll go to the next segment of Banlist predictions.
Alright, let me get my notes up for this.
I feel like we'll start with... I think Kieran's got a little hot take, so we'll start with him. What do you think?
It's only one real quick one. It's just... I don't know what it is, but I just feel like Sky Striker, Mobilize Engage, is going to go to free. I just feel like it can go to free, and I don't think too many people might turn their head at it, because like it's not like it's just if you draw engage off engage, it is what it is. Like let us have it again. Like
You're just that guy.
Smash like Orcus. Let's
Yeah.
go back.
Ghost Striker.
Nah,
back.
I'm fully backing that. I
Take
feel
me
like
back.
with cards like Thrust in the format,
Droll.
I feel like it doesn't matter that there's 2 engage, because you could just play Thrust, and then you have 4.
I would say this though. If engage goes to 3, there is some decks that will literally start playing 3 engage and like some of the other
Yeah.
Sky Striker cards
Yeah.
just as a little engine.
Yeah,
Honestly,
you can do that with 2 though. You can do that with 2.
Honestly, just a quick one for this format while on subject of engage and like that little draw for engine. Engage in this format is actually quite spicy because normally people will add the Hornet drones and then go into Kakari to add back the Hornet drones. But now after, when you've got the token and the Kagari on the field, you can literally go into Heat of the Fire Charmer and then take your opponent's monsters.
Take like an Ash
From their
Blossom
grave.
they previously used on a different card and start lane climbing.
Mm.
It is G-Fire format right now. Like it's scary time.
Well, the format right now is like, as I've been building a deck, Ash isn't in there. I've put Bell in there
No,
because I feel like
honestly, I took
Bell's
out
doing
Ash
as
as well.
good. Yeah, I feel like Bell, because you hit Oak. Oh no, you don't hit Oak. You hit the dragon, because when that goes to grave, it's going to summon out the Poplar and the Ash from the grave. So like that's when you hit, that's when you Bell. And I'm thinking that will still cut them off of everything because they're ending with just like an IP in the combo if they have no extender, and then like you said, it's not a fire, it's an earth in the graveyard. So like I've actually purposely taken Ash out. I'd rather them get the search and I drolled them afterwards.
What I'm thinking, I think they might do a little pre-hit for a ban list, for a ban card here, and I think they're gonna hit Heatwave. If you guys are uninformed on what if Heatwave, I'll get the text up for you now. It's a card seeing a lot of play in Tempai because obviously it's a going second deck, it can OTK, but if you get OTK'd by a deck and you can see all of its stuff mainly happens in the battle phase, you're gonna say, alright, you know what, you can go first in game 2. So this is a little tech card they're using, and it's very similar to a ban card already, so I feel like it's like next on the list. It's very similar to Cold Wave, which Cold Wave says your opponent activate and start your main phase 1 until your next turn. Neither player can set or activate spells and traps. Heat Wave, on the other hand, says at the start of your main phase 1, neither player can normal or special summon effect monsters until your next draw phase. So if I'm going first, if I'm forced to go first with my OTK deck, and I somehow open this normal spell, by the way, that has no restriction or anything, you have to activate it at the start of your main phase 1. Slap it down, go pass. Your go. You can set some back row, that's fine. You can get some resources. You can't summon a single body on the board, so most decks can't do their combos. Passes back to me, I start doing my full FTK.
Nah, I can't see that coming off the ban list. It would just make
Heatwave,
tier 0.
Heatwave is legal, Ryan.
It's legal.
Heatwave is legal.
Yeah.
It's legal, yes.
This card is at 3 at the moment.
Hey, yo, why?
Yeah.
Runic should be playing this.
It's because it's
Runic
used
can't search
in
their
vanilla
field spell.
deck.
Huh?
If Runic
What?
players played Heatwave in the main, they couldn't special summon their fusion to search their field spell. That's why they don't play it.
They could, because they could summon it in the draw phase, the standby phase, and then the main phase afterwards activate it.
This is true.
That's what I was thinking. Just like you never use it in the main phase to summon out Hugin. You
Yeah.
always do it in the draw phase to
That's
dodge
a
the draw.
card right now that I feel like if I had to predict one card getting banned, I feel like they would have to hit something on the like Snake Eyes, but I don't know if they would right like this. I'm not saying early, but like they still got another popular like card coming out in the next set, and they're gonna want to sell it. So I don't know if they're gonna hit anything about actual Snake Eyes. But
I reckon there's going to be a hit to that deck, the Snake Eye deck.
I reckon Heatwave, as I've described to you, Ryan, and your reaction says enough as itself that it's a bannable card.
Oh yeah, that is obscenely broken. Like I'm surprised Runic can't play in this. Like genuinely, I'm surprised Runic can't play it. Like pure Runic control, I've seen people play the Amano Owatu and people playing the Inspector Border, which are broken cards. But I'm like, why aren't you playing this card? That's shocking. They're not playing it. But no, with Snake Eye Ash, I do think there should be a legit ban, and I think a Bomber Whale is going to be the first hit. Because it's not part of the main deck.
The problem.
They always do the first ban they do in the deck. The first card they ban in the deck is an old card that they've been able to find room to slap it in.
It won't be a Bomber Whale, Ryan. In my opinion.
I reckon it will.
Bomber Whale doesn't really do a lot. If they ban a Bomber Whale, it's still going to be like the best deck.
It's it's too new. I think a lot of people like slip up on this. These new meta decks that enter the format, this deck is still new, and look at it like this: it's still making Konami money right now because they're still selling the most recent products with these cards in it. So the deck is not going to get hit. People think it's going to get hit unless it was doing some really obscene, like Cash Tira when the Mind Hacker got banned. Like that had to get banned, but they didn't hit the deck itself. They hit the side stuff that people were slapping in.
Do you not?
A Bomber Whale was that. It's that or Heat of the Fire Charmer they'd also hit.
Do you not?
But I feel like that's being used to counter the deck.
They don't like hitting the Charmers because it affects other decks. My personal opinion is out of two cards or an engine and a card, I think you leave Snake Eyes alone for now because it's just had its time. I think we've had enough of Wanted. The Diabell Star engine is how they're gonna hit it.
That's what enables them to get the Savage.
That's what it will get to it'll hit the most powerful version, which is.
I did want to mention Wanted earlier on, just because when I was talking about the Super Heavy Samurai stuff, where they basically the Link 1 enabled a Savage. That is literally exactly what the Wanted package does for Snake Eye.
Well, it's what the original Sinful Spoil that they use, don't they? That's what's used. Yeah, it's just the reason go a Bomber Whale is because it's the end part of the whole combo, and the main thing for me is I just feel like that could be substituted with something else that isn't a pop interaction and a fire monster, and it just leaves them with kind of less of a board. They still have a board. It's still going to be a tier 0 deck, but they're chipping away of it early. And then in a couple more months, when there's another ban list, then they hit something different. Because I swear the original Sinful Spoil, the original one, the new one, I don't know if it's new, but the one they're using, I think that hasn't been out that long. So I don't know if they'd even limit anything like that. The only ban I can see is going to be a link, like the Bomber Whale. That's a link that they use in the format, they use in the combo, but it's not part of the deck. The card was printed in Dark Neostorm, so it's had its time. It's been around. It's not going to cost Konami money to ban this. So yeah, that I think is definitely going to be a ban. There's only other card I have on the list that I actually think is going to be a ban is Shifter. I do think Shifter's had its time, and I know that's quite ironic because I'm the Shifter guy.
I think that Shifter can go beep itself.
It's a shame because I think Shifter was a card that could put other decks in check, and it can be a card that can put Snake Eye in check. But if I'm being honest with you, against a card that can put Snake Eye in check. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying it isn't, but my point, like when I played, I was playing with Cash Tira last locals I went to. 2 different Snake Eye players. One was playing pure, one was playing Fire King version. I didn't see Shifter, and the deck I was playing, I was relying too much on just Shifter to kind of break through Snake Eye. Obviously, it's a tier 0 format. I should be respecting the deck a lot more. I hadn't had much training, and to be fair, I've had a lot going on right now. Locals have not been my priority, but I feel like decks like these that are coming out of the wood, like these tier 0 decks that appear every now and then, you need more than just like a Shifter to kind of carry you. You actually need to really focus on your counters and not have a generic one that works. So,
see, I'm very on the fence about Shifter even getting hit. I feel like, as much as I hate to say this, and like it's gonna be memed, but like it's a necessary evil at sometimes to keep certain decks in check.
Same like Droll. Like you don't like Droll being in a format, but Droll's only ever in the format when the format is bad and it requires a Droll.
Also on the bannable card thing that we're on right now, Branded gets the Ubel support, which is an Omni negate. So like Gimmick Puppet locking people is gonna be like, you're gonna need 2 hand traps to stop it now, which I'm considering like now that's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, the Gimmick Puppet lock, it's been around for a long time, and they tried to do a slight hit with the trap. But what would you say they should be banned?
The fusion,
should they be banning?
The fusion dragon.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it the monster you want to ban, or is it the Gimmick Puppet monster you want to ban?
Just get rid of the fusion dragon. It's literally like they designed the card to do that. Like, you're never gonna want to bring back a full of an Outbaz or something with that card. Like, at the end of the day, Brandon can live without the card and still be a very good deck, and people, you will no longer have to hit the deck because of the card.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, Brandon won them. It's a tough one because
it's a deck that hasn't been hit. That's been good, and it hasn't been hit. Like Regained, like Brandon, was it Regained?
No, Regained. No, you're talking about the trap.
Oh, Branded Beast.
No. You're thinking of the
Branded Retribution.
Oh.
No, not Retribution. That's a quick.
Oh, you're on about Expulsion.
There we go.
Yeah, that wasn't. There was no point hitting that when you've gave him a monster that does the same thing. Like, that's like getting rid of Protoss and giving me a different version of Protoss. Like, there's no point doing that.
Yeah, Branded. Yeah, Branded's one of them decks. You know what it reminds me of? A bit like Virtual World. It just slowly, just out over time, just got phased out. And
I don't think it's phased out. I still think it's a very good meta contender deck.
No, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but nowhere near to the peak of what it was being represented.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that ban. Shifter, like I said, I do think should be banned. Because it's ironic because we established that I'm the Shifter player. I've obviously played Kashtira. I've played Flunderies very well. I played Virtual World for a long time that had Shen, and that was like my gateway shifter. That was like the little taste of it before I got into like proper shifter and people. But I do think it can get banned. There's a lot of decks that I play restricted because I've got honestly about a good dozen Kashtira variants. Bit like how you have like Kashtira Sword Soul.
Yeah.
I've got so many Kashtira variants that I could play and are quite spicy, but Shifter's better, and I can't play them with Shifter. Like I built like a Kashtira deck that has an Omni Negate, really easy to get to, under nib, interesting concept, gives you a big toolbox of new cards that you can't play right now. I don't want to give too much away, just because it's my spice. But
gatekeeping.
But the entire problem is that the Omni Negate gets turned off by Shifter, so you can't play it. It's brilliant if you take out the Shifter, but Shifter's not worth taking out right now. So Shifter is a good one to get rid of.
So you kind of want Sutra to get hit, so it forces you to play your spicy and makes them pure cash be like the worse version than the spicy builds you have, because pure cash can play Shifter. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, but the thing
you
is,
just
pure
want
cash.
an opportunity to play some more Kashtira.
Yeah, I want an opportunity to play these spicy decks that I've been sat there cooking these decks, and I've really worked on them. It's not something I've just thought of. Like, I've built the deck, I've tested the ratios and everything. But at the end of the day, the better card is still playing Shifter. Shifter's still better than playing these variants, and that's the issue. And I want to explore different options, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose at locals. I don't want to miss out on doing well at an event because I didn't play Shifter because I wanted to play these cards instead. Because I think like I'd hate to be in that situation where I'm sat there like, oh, if only I had Shifter.
As a personal greed thing, I actually don't want Shifter to get hit now, because the next deck I'm building, main deck Shifter, but I can see how a deck that like just dies to it wants it to go.
I've played the decks that have lost to Shifter. I played Virtual World for quite a fair bit of time. The deck loses to Shifter.
But the same reason that we want the Gimmick Puppet lock to ban, and like even Calamities.
Sorry, can we go back? He plays the deck that gets hit by shifter. But let's not forget that deck also makes a shifter.
No, it makes a from the field. It makes a from the field.
It's still
Virtual World need to target a virtual card on the field and send a different either monster, spell, or trap to the graveyard for their effects. Shifter just sends it straight to the banish, and then you don't get to resolve the effects. Shen is specifically from the field.
Another card, I say, just to round it off. It seems like our concept are like altogether. Every card we kind of want gone is the cards that lock out, like you playing the game sort of thing. Like talk about branded. Like I feel like one more on it just to be safe because Centurions is still a thing. I do think Calamities needs to go.
Yeah, King Calamity will. I reckon that's true. Like you can keep the Crimson Dragon for other spice.
Keep that, yeah.
Oh please! I've got so much stuff.
But not
making
not making a synchro on your opponent's turn that literally turns off their entire turn.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Like, I think
that's
like if we go a little overview of the 4 cards we said that are banned, barring talking about what's meta right now, like we've said, Heat Wave. What does it do? Lock your opponent out of summoning. We said branded. What does it do? Lock your opponent out. We said D-Shifter. It locks out the grave, which is a necessary resource for some decks.
Yeah.
That one still I'm on the edge about, but then Calamities, what does it do? It locks your opponent out of the game. So like I feel like we as like how we play the game, and because we like enjoy playing the game, don't just play it to win. We're kind of just trying to get those unfun cards that just say, you know what, like you didn't open the hand trap, so you can't play. We're just trying to get them cards out. Like if someone builds a board, that's fine, because at least I still have a chance to break it. If someone summons Calamities and don't have a response, there is literally nothing I can do but say pass.
Remember, Calamities is on the field because I got smoked by Bestials after Calamity locking someone because they were just able to just keep summoning, and then they kept bringing out.
That's hilarious.
They kept finding Druis Worm, crashing Druis Worm, and then it activates in the grave to pop, and I was like, bastard.
So, just as I like a last, not a segment, I'd say just last things, because it is like we are 52 minutes in.
Who cares? We're cooking. I've still got stuff on the list, by the way. That's the bands.
We can save that for the next one.
Yeah, I think saving it for the next one is.
Speaking of the next one, what are we doing? Every fortnight, every Thursday. What's the schedule plan so the viewers will know?
I personally, because I have Thursdays off. I don't know about what you guys do. I think you both have a fairly regular work schedule. I'm happy to keep recording on a Thursday like we're doing.
I'm also happy to do it. It's just like, we don't want to be the podcast, like, we want to be the podcast, like, we spoke about this beforehand. We want to, like, you're on your way to work, you want something to listen to, or, like, say you're even sleeving off a deck, or you're building a deck, or you're playing YGO Pro, like, in the corner. Like, you could just put us on and listen to us for a little bit. Like, that's our goal, that's what we're trying to do here. Like, we're DuelSpace, like, we're just trying to chill.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's, like, the kind of vibe we're going for.
Yeah, and if you can make it past the first 5 minutes of us kind of being awkward on the microphone first, it's going to be a good podcast. Trust me.
You're in for it. Trust me, we got some spicy Yu-Gi-Oh stories. You know those local stories that people tell. We got a couple of them that are bangers.
Oh, trust me, we got so many.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned in to hear about those.
Too much now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so are we looking to call it a wrap?
I say we'll call it a wrap there. It's a good episode.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in.
Thank you for listening. Stay tuned in. We'll try and keep a regular schedule going. Hope you enjoyed the pilot. Thank you for excusing our kind of rustiness about this. Our first pilot. But thank you for staying and listening. Peace.